Fallen Angels #1. Brian Hill writes Psylocke, Cable, Young Cable, and X-23. It seems interesting. Let's dive in. Welcome back to Long Box Diving, where we explore comics and story arcs pulled from the Long Box. Now, the last of the ones from Dawn of X. So House of X, Powers of X finished. We did all the #1s, and we're at Fallen Angels, the last #1. Now, Fallen Angels is written by Brian Edward Hill, or Brian Hill. Not sure how he goes now. And then we have Kurdinsky is doing the art. Now, up front, the art is crap. I hate the art. I hate it. It doesn't. There's some pieces that are okay. They look good, but most of it's just like, oh, that could have been done a lot better. Not my cup of tea. The writing's great. Art is just, oh. All right. So Fallen Angels is the last group. Right now, we know it has the team of Psylocke, Young Cable, the Cable that came back in Extermination, under Brisson, and X-23, Laura. And we kind of start out in Japan, and it's talking about Kwannon was the name for the Japanese goddess of mercy, and she was always known to hold a baby. But we see this young child, and she's on the subway. She has a tattoo of a butterfly on the back of her neck. She also puts on this digital tech on her face, up like right here, and her eyes turn black, and she starts like bleeding. It looks like blood, but they're black lines of stuff running down her face. She looks like she becomes super strong. She's cracking metal, punching walls, hitting the brakes, slamming people's faces around, and she causes this huge explosion of the trains flying. You know, the trains all explode, everything's going crazy. Now, in this time, we have this dialogue of Kwannon, or Psylocke, is doing this dialogue. Now, this monologue, and I have never spoken of you. You have never known me. Because I am not saved to know, but we have a place now that is saved as Krakoa. Soon I will tell you of it. Now, right off the bat, I'm getting Psylocke as a kid. I've never known that before. I think it's the first time I've ever seen anything like that. So apparently, Kwannon as a kid, and she's somehow wrapped up in whatever this story's about. So we see the team right now is Psylocke. Now Psylocke is on Krakoa. And she's like, this is a place I can sheathe my blade. This is a place where I need to make my pain to be reminded of it. So kind of like Wolverine here, right? You go soft, you get safe, you go soft. So Psylocke here is kind of that same mentality. I can sheathe my sword, but I need to remind myself of my pain. She's been through a lot. She's had to deal with a lot, and she's had to be a part of a lot. Now, here she's sitting there kind of floating in the air with her telekinesis, kind of the butterflies. Now, the big question is, how does she still have telekinesis? If telekinesis and telepathy was mostly Betsy Braddock's. I don't know how that works yet. I don't think it's been explained to us, but she's sitting there, and as she's sitting there meditating, she kind of gets this dream. Now, the dream talks about this thing called Apoth, A-P-O-T-H, and that apparently it is a new god, a new digital god that needs to be killed. It is mankind is evolving itself. Apoth is now it says the word tetragrammation. Now tetragrammation is the way for somebody to take the name of God and condense it into like 4 letters. Like the Jewish people have Yahweh, and the way they spell Yahweh is Y-H-W-H, or Jehovah J-H-V-H. So it kind of takes the name of God and condenses it into 4 or 5 letters. That's a tetragrammation. Now, they've done this with Apoth. So Apoth is not its name. If this is what it's saying, is a tetragrammation, the new name of God. So apparently his name is probably a lot bigger than Apoth, and we don't know what it is yet. But it's in Japan. He needs to be killed. It's going to start causing havoc, and as you see, like Krakoa is destroyed. So whatever this thing is, it's coming after mutants. So she goes to Magneto first, and Magneto's just like, yeah, you had a dream. No, it's not a dream. This is a real vision. This is going to happen. And he's like, basically, to come to the conversation, I can't really help you. With Xavier being killed, there's not much I can do to really help you break the laws of Krakoa, because everybody's staying here. But if you go to Sinister, Sinister can help you get off the island. So it's interesting. Magneto's kind of still his, Magneto self. I like that. I like the way he's written here. I like his attitude and his demeanor. He knows things need to get done. He's still trying to obey the rules and follow the plan, but sometimes things have to be done, and here's ways around those things, bending the rules slightly. So we get into Sinister, and again, Sinister is acting sinister. I like that. Sinister is like, what does it have to do with me? Why do I have to help? What do you need me to do? You want me to help you break the laws of paradise. You want this. And so there's kind of a deal being made between Sinister and Psylocke. Now, there's also an interesting piece here where he kind of brings up, when Betsy pulled your strings like you were a puppet, when Betsy had your mind and over your body. And so where were you when Braddock was your puppeteer, looking out the windows, out the eye windows, watching her control your hands? And she replies, I was burning, screaming, but no one could hear me. And Sinister says, you could kill her now, punish her. You would get a few new scars, but I doubt she could stop you. How would you kill her? And Psylocke said, the same way I kill anybody, quickly. Now, interesting. Psylocke had no compunction about, I can offer, no problem. And there's probably a little bit of tension between Braddock and Psylocke right now. And I can understand that. They were fused together all those years ago. Braddock's been the one controlling the bottle. Kwannon has been stuck in the back. It just kind of along for the ride and being used, in a sense, by somebody she didn't know, for no no good reason. She has no compunction about taking and dealing with that, though she's not going to. But at least I don't think she is. But she just like, I'd kill her quickly, no big deal. But let's get on with business. I need to go take care of this Apoth. And then we flip back to her years ago, where she's going through training, and they kind of talk about how, you're an ugly caterpillar right now. We're going to turn you into a butterfly, all this kind of stuff. And, he will make you beautiful. So learning to kill is what made you beautiful. It's kind of a weird twisting of her and her system of belief. And we kind of see what this is. You will be Kwannon, the enemy of peace. I am Kwannon, thank you. And so it's kind of like they're brainwashing. They're training her to be this killer, to be this assassin, to go out and kill. And then we get a nice interaction between Laura and Cable. And she's like, when I dance, well, this is my kind of dance. Like, punches him in the face, and they get into this fight, this sparring match. I liked it. That was pretty cool. She's kind of spunky. She's like, this is the way I dance. Boom, punches him in the face, kicks him in the ankle, knocks him down. I win. Very cool stuff. We see an interaction between Psylocke and Betsy Braddock, and Psylocke's like, I don't want to deal with it. We don't need to talk about it. Betsy's like, can we talk? No, I don't want to talk about it. Oh, good. So they go back to Betsy's house, or Braddock's house, or Psylocke's house, sorry, with X-23 Nathan. And again, X-23 is like, Nathan has been a warrior. He deserves his rest here on the island. He shouldn't have to go out. And it's like, well, we need to take care of this. And so she's like, what do you deserve, Laura? She goes, to be outside of Wolverine's shadow, to be myself, to not be just the clone, right? And all interesting. So they fly to Japan, and they meet up with some Japanese gangster type thing, and they find out that they thought Apoth is apparently considered a legend, but he's creating a digital drug, body modifications, black market tech, but the digital drug is called Overclock. And it bypasses the need for chemicals and boosts the endorphin centers straight in the brain. And it can kill you while it's doing that. So it can basically just speed you up like you're on adrenaline and just mad powerful, right? It can do all these things. And so it looks like they're testing this on children. But one of the children Psylocke sees is this girl with a butterfly tattoo on the back of her neck. She flips back and knows she gave birth. And they said, remember the pink one, you love a boy, and we killed him. You have a daughter, and we must take her away from you. But remember, we will mark her with a butterfly tattoo so that you will always remember. If the fates are kind, perhaps you will find her again. We are merciful. So she fell in love, had a baby, and they took the baby, killed the husband, or killed the boy, and boom, done. Yikes, right? And it's a cool scene here where she takes her side blade and just cuts right through the screen when she sees that child with a tattoo affected by Apoth. And it's funny to see Laura here. She like pulls out the blades like this. And the guy said, hey, chill out. My friend's just asking a question. Everything's good. Settle down. And so it's interesting that, Psylocke, Betsy's powers always were the butterfly. The wings would come out of her face like that. She always had that butterfly telepathic effect. And Psylocke has also been trained in reference to butterfly. It's very interesting to me, and I'm not sure how they're going to tie that together yet. We see a great fight scene, and then she lets X-23 know, hey, I do have a kid. They go outside of Tokyo. There's like this little farm. They walk in. There's all these kids with the black bleeding eyes and the tech on their head. Right? And it's like, oh, crap, Apoth's got these kids. And he's like, you know, we need to help these kids. This is X-23 saying, we need to help these kids. She has a heart. You know, she likes children. She wants to help children. And Apoth just kills them all, except for one in the back. It's not, I didn't kill this child because it's just the speaker. I am the sound mutant. And then they're like, hey, you know what? There's no safe place for you. You're a coward killing children. We're going to hunt you down, and we're going to find you, and we're going to kill you. All right. So we see Kwan in here back in time again, and she's able to cut the wing off a butterfly while in flight. Crazy. All right. He goes, you know what? It's time for you to find somebody worth killing. And she goes back to Sinister. Sinister, we need your help. We're going to form a team. You're going to get us on and off the island all the time. You're going to be basically our point of contact here. We're going to get Apoth, and we're going to deliver him to you, and then we're going to kill him. And so she's working the deal. Again, Sinister works on deals. She works a deal with Sinister to give him Apoth, so he'll have all that technology, and then they're going to kill him. And then she's like, hey, Laura and Nathan, go find a team. Let's build the team up. You are caterpillars. Glistening is soft, but I can make you butterflies. So she's going to turn them into killers now, like she was. Hopefully her training techniques are a little less stringent and unmerciful. So yeah, Fallen Angels, the writing's been really good. Hill's done a good job. I like the dialogue. I like how Magneto acts. I like how Sinister acts Sinister. I like how Psylocke in the interaction with Betsy. It's interesting to see that. I like X-23 becoming her own person, but the art was just atrocious. So hopefully that gets better. Hopefully they find somebody that's a better artist on that. So overall, definitely a recommend. It's a great book, and it's definitely worth the read. So if you like this review, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time here in the Long Box.